It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Not yet.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
What else happens right now?
Oh, that
We're live.
wasn't our. Yeah, that was an accident. There was this show that popped up that I was trying to watch. I don't know what else happens. Maybe I'm not ready.
It's that time of year for me. Halloween is over. Yes, we're about to have Thanksgiving, but as far as I am concerned, dude, it is Christmas season. It is Christmas time. It is the season. It is here. You know what else? It is soup season.
Soup season?
Soup! I brought some soup. I made sure.
You are not eating soup on the... That is a... Why do I have a really weird feeling that this isn't the first time you have eaten whiskey with a spoon?
It's soup. It's technically soup. Is whiskey soup?
Why would whiskey be soup? It's not a broth.
It's not a broth. The water didn't sit in wood and absorb the flavors of the wood.
Oh, God, here we go with these technicalities.
Whiskey's a broth.
Wait, is that a plastic spoon?
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to bring a good spoon all the way up here for this bit.
What kind of whiskey are you eating with a plastic spoon?
That is, that's the Dad decanter. That's Dad decanter whiskey. That's good old dad joke Evan Williams White Label.
No, that was
Bond.
Like the opposite of a dad joke. Oh, no, that was a dad joke right on. It was pretty something.
Do I ever tell you my ultimate dad joke, the one I always go with first?
What is that?
How do you know when a bad joke becomes a dad joke? When the punchline is apparent.
Apparent.
A parent.
See? Bottle.
It happened.
I have to drink tonight. I'm going back to tequila. But I thought you would get a kick out of, especially with what we're going to be talking about tonight. Mike. Mm-hmm. I'm Brendan. Mm-hmm. Check this out. 2016. Wait. Back it up. 2016.
Okay.
See that? 2016.
2016.
Winter. Block party from Braxton. This is the Dark Charge event. This is an event where there's a lot of barrel-aged whiskeys and barrel-aged beers, which we're going to be talking about shortly. But more importantly, we're going to be pouring some Milagros, and that's what I'm going to be sipping on as you talk about your shenanigans.
Yeah, so I mean, I am in full-on Christmas mode. I've gone into Christmas mode. I'm wearing a Christmas-esque shirt. This is a Violent Gentleman t-shirt, but it's Santa Claus playing hockey. He's got a black eye, and he's missing teeth. Mm-hmm. And he's got hockey sticks behind him. My pint glass for the beer later is my Festivus pint glass. And I'm already drinking
Seinfeld
Christmas
guy.
beer. Huge Seinfeld guy.
guy.
I have the Kramer painting here up on the wall. I've collected most of the Seinfeld Funko Pops. I think they put out like 16 altogether. I think I have 12 of them. Like the only ones, like I have 3 Jerrys instead of, I didn't get 5 of the different Jerrys. So like that's the level
right
that I'm seeing. So I've got all of those there. I've got the picture up there. I've seen every episode endlessly. Yes, huge fucking Seinfeld fan. This is one of my great Christmas glasses. I also have Christmas beer. It's that time of year. From now until the end of the year, dude, I'm drinking Christmas beer.
Are you ready to pop a Christmas beer and talk about beer?
We can here in a moment. Do you want to?
I mean, if that's what you want to do. You went into beer. I figured you were segueing into
no, I was just letting you know that it was Christmas beer later. We're not doing
Christmas
the
beer
yet.
later. Okay, sounds good.
So what have you been doing?
Okay. Not a thing. No. A little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. Watching my usual shows. Catching up on my random shows throughout the week. Masked Singer, baking show, things like that. Figuring out this streaming setup. We had a 2-hour stream the other day. I need to figure out some audio issues, but starting the horror game series. And I'll tell you what, if you like seeing people jump scare, that's me. I realize I can't control it. I can't control it.
What does that mean?
It just happens. Like I'm susceptible to jump scares.
Okay, that's fair.
If there's a noise and a beat and the camera's shot right, and bang, yeah, it gets me. Anyway.
I'm not much of a jump scare
House of the
gamer,
Ashes.
jump scare fan.
No, I'm not a fan of any movies like that, but I will play the hell out of these games.
Yeah.
So House of Ashes is what we're playing currently. Not sure where it's going, but it's dealing with some demons and Pazuzu and stuff like that currently.
Pazuzu, specifically.
Yeah.
I always love when they get into like very specific demons and devils rather than just saying an arbitrary the demon, the devil, like Pazuzu, or what's the owl god? Moloch? Moloch or Moloch or something like that.
I believe so.
I felt really deep when I was a kid into the occult. Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. I didn't get into the occult, but I became really fascinated with the idea of the occult. I listened to a lot of metal music, and I read a lot of comic books. So I had a good understanding of like, I don't want to do that, but it's interesting to read about and talk about and learn about. So like, I was the kid who had like, it sounds cheesy, but I like read the Satanic Bible when I was a kid, and I read like all these stupid things. I read about like alchemy. Just like old school alchemy, just because I wanted to know about all these different weird occultish things. So that's just always been interesting.
I dabbled myself. I mean, like my history with, I was a performer and magician for more than 15 years, and one of my idols was Harry Houdini, and Houdini did a lot of work around the occult. After his mother died, Houdini was determined to basically a spiritualist said that they would speak through them to his mother, and he realized that they're just doing magic tricks. So Houdini started doing a show where he exposed every occultist and every single spiritualist and person out there who said that they could speak to spirits and stuff like that, and he would expose their tricks on stage. And if there were, every town he would go to,
this was before the TV show guy, because that was a big deal in the 90s. The guy with the black and white mask.
We're talking early 1900s.
Who like,
so this magician.
This guy, this is just some asshole in a cart just peddling around.
This
I know
Harry
how he
Houdini,
does that.
The escape artist, Harry Houdini.
Oh, so see, I missed that. I misheard the story. I thought that there was somebody
Houdini.
following Houdini around.
He started as a magician and then went into the escape artist. And then once his mother passed, he went obsessed on he's going to expose every false occultist and every false spiritualist and everybody who's going to like, he saw it as taking advantage of people at their most down time. Like
so he's like yelling at snake charmers and shit, and he's like, "That's fake. I know how you do that." Interesting.
Yeah, there's knocks on tables, or there's a voice coming from the middle of the room. How does that happen? Houdini shows it on stage.
That should be your like HBO Max or your Netflix. That's a fucking TV show right there. Like Houdini later in life, just traveling around.
The bitter Houdini.
Like kind of like a House character, like House, like the TV show. The dude, he like has that kind of a demeanor. He goes from town. Every episode's him in a new city.
To play.
Right,
Houdini,
but think about it.
With you, an older one.
Follow me.
But yeah.
Every episode's a new city. He travels in a cart. I'm assuming a cart. The horse has a name. Everybody gets to know the horse and love the horse. And the horse is a character
and stuff like that.
We'll give him a horse just for fun. He needs a companion. He needs a horse or a dog.
How are you carrying all the steamer trunks for the show?
It's a cart. It's a wagon. It's a horse wagon.
It needs to be. You're gonna have to have multiple horses. I feel like.
Well, then he needs an assistant then. Did he have
He's got multiple assistants. He mainly.
You just need one though. You just need one assistant who's going to be like his partner, like his Kato, or Robin, or something like that.
Robin.
So he goes from town to town. Every episode, he's in a new city. He encounters a new duper. Like either it's like one episode, it's like a religious guy who's taking advantage of all the old people in town. The next city, maybe the guy that runs a school is poisoning the water supply slowly and secretly through a bunch of tricks, and he uncovers this whole thing about how this dude's poisoning the town. See, we just wrote an HBO show.
No, what we did was you recast Scott Bakula with Harry Houdini and Quantum Leap. You just made Harry Houdini Quantum Leap.
Houdini Leap.
Houdini Leap.
Houdini Leap. Harry Houdini goes from town to town, and you need the guy. You need Al.
Quantum D.
You need Al with him, just kind of pump, and it happens the same way. He just appears out of nowhere. He's like, Harry, everything's all messed up in this time. You got to try harder. What a show!
He's in a straitjacket, wiggling. All right.
Yeah, this is I still don't know why you appear and disappear, but I'm gonna keep trying these magic tricks. So that's an interesting thing to think about. Those have they ever redone Quantum Leap? Was there ever a Quantum Leap?
It's coming now.
Who's in it? Hold on.
It might already be. Yeah, look it up right now. It's coming, or it's already started. I could picture the actor's face.
Reboot or remake?
Yeah, I would say
Quantum Leap 2022.
Yep, it did come back.
Up.
Interesting.
The main character is Raymond Lee,
yep.
played by Ben Song. Hold on. So this is Quantum Leap 2022 to now.
Yeah.
This is set 30 years after Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished. Follow a new team that must restart the project, hoping to understand the mysteries behind the machine. So it exists in the same world as the original Sam
universe.
Beckett.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay. I'm not that. That's not that crazy. But I
loved Quantum Leap when I was younger.
That was one of those shows.
Was a huge fan.
But you couldn't do that now. All of them. There was some really problematic episodes. There was the one show where he was a special needs person.
Oh, was he? I don't remember that one.
But that's when they really threw that word around.
Oh, yeah.
That word, like that was the reveal. He looks in the mirror and he goes, and Porky. You could, there you go. Life goes on.
Life goes on.
What was that? Life Goes On?
Yeah.
What was the show with, okay, the guy from Scary Movie with the tiny hand, that actor. Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott, yeah.
What was the TV show he was on?
The brother-in-law of Robert on Everybody Loves Raymond.
He was Robert. He was Robert's brother on Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Raymond.
I love that show.
That's the most interesting voice ever. Is that guy, that Brad Garrett guy?
Brad Garrett. He is so funny.
Raymond.
You got a really good Brad Garrett.
I do. I got a decent Raymond. Brad. Just one word. I don't have any other word. I can't do it. I can only do that impression. It's just
that's it.
Raymond.
So brilliant.
With that being said, though, Chris Elliott was in a TV show. He was in a TV show where it was like a sitcom. He lived with his parents.
He was also the mother.
He was the mother?
No, not the mother. He was the father of what's her name on How I Met Your Mother.
I didn't know this.
The girl who was in American Pie with the flute, redhead.
Oh, no, I know the
Lily.
She was Lily. Willow. She was also Willow in Buffy. That's how I know her.
I don't know Buffy.
Buffy was a great show.
For me, Willow is Willow.
Don't ever
Willow
fuck with
is Willow. Don't fuck with Willow.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. No, Willow's cool.
Willow. Yeah.
Willow's. Oh, you talking about like Warwick Davis Willow?
I'm talking about Warwick Davis Willow.
Oh my God, Mad Mardigan.
Val
you betrayed
Kilmer.
me again, Mad Mardigan.
Oh, and the two little guys that would hide underneath of the helmets and stuff like that.
There was a wonderful time period of my life where those kind of shows or those movies really were everywhere. There was Willow, like the Dark Crystal,
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. I know Time Cop.
Time Bandits. It was Seven Little People. Like it was John Cleese. It was a John Cleese production. It was from the Monty Python people. It was terrible. Give us the map, and that guy's coming for the map, and it's those return the map, and the wall moves in that kid's bedroom, and you never saw Time Bandits. Time Bandits is.
Was it like a Jim Henson thing with like puppets?
It's dark 1980s. It's not puppets.
It's not like the Dark Crystal.
No, I love the Dark Crystal though. Dark Crystal was great too.
Jim Henson, when he would smoke a lot of weed and make weird shit, was super interesting. Very, very interesting.
Even the creatures that were supposed to be friendly kind of scared me as a kid. Let me tell you one. Do you remember the Striders, the rabbits with the real long, weird legs that they rode in the Dark Crystal?
Yes.
Look up Strider and Dark Crystal, or I don't know if they called them land striders, but they were these rabbits, and their front legs were like broomstick thin and had like roller skate at the end, you could tell, or something like that they were on. And they were horrifying to me.
These things
as a kid.
Are ugly.
Yeah, those are a friendly thing. Those are a friendly thing you ride.
That's wild.
Anywho,
that reminds me of when
Chris Elliott was "I Get a Life."
Get a life.
Get a life. Get a life.
Get a life. That was a show. A show. There was.
That's from Bob there on the chat.
Another thing. Look, I'm going to charge you with this, Bob. What was the theme song of that show?
What was the theme song?
I remember the theme song of that show being a really good jabber track. However, those 80s movies though really popped out a lot to me. There was like those Jim Henson ones. There was like Labyrinth. There was the Dark Crystal. I also did a lot of 80s action movies. Explorers.
Yeah, that was another space one.
No.
Just Explorers. How about what's the one with the kid in the spaceship?
Flight of the Navigator. Flight of the Navigator was fantastic to me.
Flight of the Navigator was awesome. That was a great movie. I bet it still holds up. I don't care.
It's one of two times in movie history where I zeroed in on the fact that Twisted Sister was referenced in a movie. There's the part he meets the girl with the purple streak in her hair. The girl he like talks to. I think she's a nurse at the place.
You remember very specific.
I remember very weird things from movies.
Yeah.
But specifically, she talks to him about, I got it done for a Twisted Sister concert. And he asks, who's she? And she explains, no, it's a band. It's a bunch of guys. Secondly, do you know what other movie Twisted Sister was in?
I probably do once you say it. Was it Dee Snider or was it the whole band?
The whole band.
You tell me.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. When he's escaping on the bike. There's the bike escape scene when he's at the end of the movie when he's going through the back lot.
Yeah.
And then there's the rock band that he like crashes into that's going, see no evil. That's what they're playing their song. Burn in Hell.
Nice.
But that's Twisted Sister. And because Dee's like on the hood of a car.
That.
I know I pay way too much attention to this. This kind of connects in the same way.
I can picture it in my head now.
Do you remember the scene in the first Ace Ventura where he gets on stage at the concert, the metal concert, and he's like jumping around and moshing at the concert in Ace Ventura? Do you remember that scene?
I don't think so.
Okay, well there's a scene. It might be a scene that was like deleted and added later, but
I don't remember that.
It's Cannibal Corpse. He's at a Cannibal Corpse concert.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I remember that Smash Mouth was at the end of Rat Race. Rat Race was a great movie. What are you watching? You're watching a bet, aren't you?
We've got the Browns playing the Steelers tonight. I got a parlay on this game. So
how'd you do in fantasy this last week?
I'm doing pretty well in fantasy. I'm on about 4 wins in a row.
You and I are tied. We have the same record.
I know. I need you to lose.
No, you're gonna wait. Why did you change the team name from the Steaks to Tony Pepperoni?
Yeah. My team name for 1 week.
Quarterback who's now a 4th stringer.
My one quarterback.
He's a 4th stringer.
He's playing.
You should watch whatever they just said. He's been demoted or something. I don't know. I thought I saw something about him being demoted. Or
That's Daniel Jones.
Oh, is it?
You're thinking of Daniel Jones. This is that's
No,
Tommy
you got
DeVito.
Okay.
Tommy Cutlets, who, when I asked my wife about him the other day, she said, I asked her if she remembered the guy's name, and she said Tony Pepperoni.
Tony Pepperoni.
So that is now his name forever, and the name of my team for this 1 week where I have to play Tony Pepperoni because Joe Burrow's on a bye.
I am looking like I've got smooth sailing to the playoffs. Knock on some wood somewhere. I'm gonna knock on the cork of my Four Roses bottle. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for me right now.
Perfect.
I'm not losing this week because it looks like whoever I'm up against is throwing it. Or they just have everybody on a bye in there. It's the person who's currently set up with the name of Corn who will be right now
That's Dan.
hot sauce eater.
That's Dan. So far, the person I'm playing has Cedric Tillman.
I've got
from
Njoku
the Browns
in tonight's game.
Cedric Tillman is at 0 points. It's only 9. It's still 9:12 left in the first. It's still early in the game. It's only 8:23. So the game pretty much just started.
The theme song for Get a Life was Stand by REM.
Stand in the place where you live now and think about direction, wonder why you haven't before.
I had no idea today you were going to get so excited over that REM.
Not only so excited.
That's from Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Not just even the excitement over REM, that show, that song and that intro and that show.
Yeah.
That weird moment in the 90s, I have a real affinity for the TGIF shows and the TGIF adjacent shows.
Full House, Family Matters.
All of those, but also there was the ones that kind of fell into those kind of like
Funniest People, Funniest Home Videos.
Like, I would count Married with Children. I would count Get a Life. I would count The Wonder Years. They weren't on TGIF, but like if you grew up on TGIF on those shows, there were those like TGIF adjacent shows that you still kind of picked up on the nights that weren't a fucking Friday.
My dad said Vinny Testosterone.
Vinny Testosterone. I hope he's got some testosterone this week. I need that boy to do something. I need some piss missiles out of that boy. I need him to eat like 10 of his mama's cutlets and throw piss missiles. Pistles. That's the name of this episode. Pistles.
Pistols. Nice. And Sammy has made an appearance now.
There we go. We got a cat. We got the first cat on the show. My cats stay out. I close this room off. So, not a lot of chance of them.
You can't control. He's going to do his own thing. What are you doing? He's going to go down here and sit. So that's what's happening there. Lay down. Anyway, so we got to see each other in the real world, and I got to see one of your cats. One of your cats really does remind me of a cat that I used to have named Tiger.
You need to send the pictures you took to my wife, by the way. She wants all the photos that you were taking. She saw some photo on your camera.
Oh yeah, there's two
Sammy.
of them. There's two good ones of your cat. You have a Sammy as well.
Yeah.
Named for Sami Zayn the wrestler. Sami.
Yes.
Whereas this Sammy is Sammy.
Yeah. Your cat has the more traditional spelling of the name.
Don't bite on stuff. Stop it. So, I got to see you and drink some just insane beer, but also had some good chili.
Yeah.
Tell Kelly again, that was delicious. I brought you some frozen shrimp.
Brendan brought frozen shrimp, so we had a stout and cigar night where a bunch of us, I'd say there's all in all about 10 of us, all hanging out. We drank stout beers that I had been aging for a number of years, some of them since like 2016.
By aging, he means forgot about.
They sat. I knew they were down there. No, I've been collecting them. We had cigars. We had a bonfire. We had chili.
To a stout beer with a high alcohol content when you sit it down there for a few years?
It gets more alcoholic.
Yeah.
I think we learned that it gets boozier.
Oh.
So
another level of it.
Let's take a look, because I do want to ask you about some of the beers. I'm going to pull them up here, and the audience is going to see them, the people. But the first one that I want to talk about, we tried was Malted Milk Ball from
That was
Perrin.
delicious. You know what? That was delicious. It wasn't that brutal. I knew it was Imperial.
It was a 12% when it was bottled. It was bottled at 12%.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Shit went downhill from there, though.
This was the one that everyone kept going back to. The malted milk ball was the thing, and this was from 2017. Is when the one that we drank was bottled. It had a nice dark amber color to it. It was very rich, very smooth. I would say that honestly, it was a great example of when it comes to these aged stout beers. When you let them sit for a good amount of time, they take on different characteristics, different flavors. I really think this one in particular,
some good and some bad.
Yeah, I would say the malted milk ball got smoother. It got
that was a great
sweeter, and it just got a really nice kind of like texture to it.
That was a fantastic beer. Bob says he was jealous. Sorry, Bob.
So we also after that
we'll have to drink with you sometime soon.
Yeah, we jumped to a 15% Imperial Double Porter from Perrin Brewing called No Rules Vietnamese Porter. This one is no longer in circulation, but what's great about this, and you can see from the photos here, the image on the label is who's the guy that played Dan in Roseanne? He's
Tom Arnold?
No.
Oh.
John Goodman. But it's
Goodman,
Walter Sobchak. It's his character Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Holding a bowling ball. And the color of the bowling ball is the indicator to the year. Every year they change the color of the bowling ball, and that's how you can tell them apart. The one that we drank was the 2016, the purple bowling ball. I still have a 2017, which is the green bowling ball. I've still got one of those kind of chilling, and I'll come back to that one at another time.
For the next party.
Yes, but this was a Vietnamese porter that when it was bottled clocked in at 15%. So Vietnamese porter, what did you think of No Rules?
That one was rough. It was rough immediately. It was medicinal to me. It took on the characteristic. It was very alcohol.
Very alcohol.
It was very alcohol.
Very mindful. Very demure.
To be honest with you, it's
very
one of those
alcohol.
Ones where when we first had the malted milk ball and we smelled it on the nose, it was almost nothing. And the other thing about that beer that was unique was you could take a sip of it. It like coated your mouth and then it was gone. It was so clean on the palate, you didn't realize you had had a beer 10 seconds earlier. You can't say that about any of the other beers because they had an aftertaste that started before you even drank it.
Right.
They lingered. They started with an aftertaste. It's that second one, man. I smelled it and immediately knew. This is where it goes downhill for me. Thank you for not making us drink I mean, we're lucky we didn't just pop entire beers like that and drink them, or you would have woken up with 10 people on your floor.
And that was the good thing, I think, where we took our time. We didn't drink entire bottles. We didn't drink entire servings. Like we had small cups. Everyone got sips. Everyone got little pieces that they wanted out of these bottles.
We wrote our name on them. Maybe about this much we would taste and drink. And
I think that was the recipe for success, to where my wife was surprised I was not drunk.
Yeah.
And I was not hungover the next day. It was a wonderful thing. Because I went Christmas decoration shopping with the wife the next day. It was fan-fucking-tastic.
All the food helps. The food helps a lot.
There not only was there the pot of chili, but then one friend showed up with
smoked wings.
Some of the most delicious smoked wings I've ever had somebody bring to a party.
There was something about the meat. It was tender on another level. Like there was something.
Yeah.
And then to hear them say this was my first test run, it kind of disgusted you a little bit, didn't it?
It made me upset. It made me upset as somebody who tries a lot of barbecue and tries to smoke a lot of meat. I was like, you made these so well, and it showed up with a full crock pot of them, and we just all went to. I had no shame in the chicken wing game. I would eat and eat and eat. They were fucking fantastic.
The ones you salvaged for your wife upstairs, you were lucky to have gotten those.
I made sure I put two on a napkin and walked them up to her, and I was like, "You need to have some of these before they are gone."
Yeah, they were delicious.
So we had those two beers, and I'll tell you what. Before we jump into the next beer,
we had a dude cootery board, or was it a charcuterie board?
We had either a dude cootery or charcuterie board, however you want to look at it. One of our friends, Tim, brought over a charcuterie board of just meats and cheeses. Apparently, his wife had put it together, and it was fantastic. Our friend Derek brought over some homemade cookies. Everyone brought things. Eric brought things. Everybody brought all foods. So much food. You brought frozen shrimp. That were
they weren't.
How were they? How were they the next day?
The next, buddy, they're still in there. I don't think I'm going to eat them now. They need to be thrown out. But let me tell you,
no,
I ate so many shrimp. There were 40 of them. I ate at least half the next day. I knew I ate at least 20 shrimp the next day. I just sat down.
You eat a lot of seafood. I can't eat as much seafood as you eat. You eat fish a lot. I see.
We had swordfish earlier.
Yeah, you eat a lot of fish. You eat a lot of shrimp. Yep. I'm not a big fan.
No.
Like I certain things I love. I had Mexican food last night. I had fajitas, and I love shrimp in fajitas. Like the mixed fajitas where it's chicken steak, chorizo, and shrimp.
That's what I ordered too. Bring me those sizzling fajitas to the table. That's my favorite to order.
We went to Taco Velos in Cincinnati, up near the zoo.
Okay.
We went there. First time every year we pass the zoo because we went to the members only night last night for the Cincinnati Zoo.
I saw a post about that earlier. I heard it was very busy.
It was very busy for about the first 45 minutes to an hour. I will say that it was busy right at the beginning, but about halfway through us walking around, it totally thinned out and was fucking
People
wonderful.
started to clear out.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. But when kids needed to go to bed because it was a Wednesday night, you could tell that's when parents started taking their kids home, and after that, it was pretty reasonable. But we always pass this place when we're leaving. We finally said, okay, we're going to go there and we're going to get dinner there before we go to the zoo. Fantastic, wonderful food. The margaritas were off the fucking chain. I've never had so much booze in a $5 margarita, bro. I'm telling you. I could not believe. She got a peach. I got a watermelon margarita. It was fantastic. It was so boozy. Frozen,
I love peach.
Blended
if
margarita.
You'll remember that shot last week, I wish I could do that at the end of every show because that peach Evan Williams shot was one of my favorite things I've ever shot. I was so impressed by that one liquor last week when I would, or I should even say liqueur, that flavored liqueur. Am I having a beer yet? Okay.
I was going to say, before we talk about the rest of our beers from the other night, let's go ahead and have a beer. What do you got?
Oh, let's see. Should I play a game with you and see how good you can do?
I'm going to play a game with you as well, so you might as well.
Brewed in Wisconsin.
Brewed in Wisconsin.
Always at our bar.
Always at our bar. Brewed in Wisconsin. Always at our bar. Brewed in Wisconsin.
Probably one of our number one sellers, too.
Brewed in Wisconsin, always at our bar. Brewed in Wisconsin?
Yep.
See, that's where I'm drawing the blank, is Wisconsin. PBR?
It's a Miller Lite.
I was going to say, we never had Miller Lite on.
Yes, we did.
We had PBR.
I never said it was on tap. I said it was a beer we had from the beginning. We had them in bottles, and it was one of our number one sellers, unfortunately. For the people who was like, do you just have a normal Miller Lite? I don't like that craft beer. So anyway, I was, I'll be honest with you. You want to know the story behind this? I was lazy, and I was laying some laminate tile flooring in my new place today with my father. And I said, oh, shit, I got to get a beer for the podcast. And Dad went, well, I have only got Miller Lite over there. And I went, I'm going to take one. And
there you go.
See if Mike can guess what the fuck it is.
Thanks, Ray. So I'm not going to show you the bottle tops because that'll give it away. White bottle cap or black bottle cap?
What's this one? Let's go with white.
White? Okay. So as I said, we are in Christmas beers from now till the end of the year. Is that your Miller Lite reaction?
It is. I wasn't ready for it.
So now,
I mean, it's all right.
We have Shiner Holiday Cheer.
Ooh.
This is an ale brewed with peaches and pecans.
Oh man, come on! You're getting me with peach again. Now that
This is
sounds
Shiner.
delicious. I see your luchador. I have a red luchador.
I got my luchador bottle opener. I got that ready to rock there, and we got the Festivus glass. Like I said,
glass.
it is the holidays. Ooh,
I bet this is gonna.
darker
That looks reddish.
than I was expecting.
It looks very reddish, almost like a Killian's red or an Irish red.
Yeah, that's definitely got some ale vibes. That's ale.
And Shiner is known for their Bock, of course.
Yeah, so it's probably got that same kind of roasty, malty kind of. Hello.
Oh, that sounds like something good. Going for it. Shiner something.
Mamacita.
Yeah?
Hachi Machi. This is fantastic. Hold on. We got to get a second grab of that. $100%. If you
peach and pecan.
If you want a Christmas beer, get this fucking thing.
Shiner,
get this goddamn beer. Shiner Holiday Cheer. Hold on now. Every drop of Shiner is brewed in Shiner, Texas. Spetzel Brewery, Shiner, Texas, since 1909.
What's the percentage on that?
5.4.
Yeah, 5.4. Yeah, you can drink a few of those.
5.4%. Nice. I think the darkness might be coming from however they're doing the pecan, because it drinks so much lighter
than
the color would suggest.
Looks very caramely.
It is caramely, but the peach makes it so light. It's so light.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, that's fucking fantastic. Knocked it out of the park there.
Well, good choice on that one. So how many beers are we in? Because I know that the second beer and then the fourth and fifth just devastated me.
So going back to these beers, we talked about the first two. We talked about the malted milk ball, and we talked about the Vietnamese porter. Third, I wanted to kind of go back into something not as stouty and dark, because we had just done the no rules. That was when we did the Perrin Black Goat. I have a lot of Perrin beers in this lineup. When I used to bartend and when I used to manage a bar, one of my reps, my friend Morgan, was an amazing Perrin rep. He would bring me a bottle every once in a while. I buy a bottle every once in a while, buy a case every once in a while. So I got a lot of stuff from this brewery and got to age it. But this was Perrin's Black Goat. It was a just dark black lager that had been aged. I'll be honest with you, the aging didn't really do much for me on this one. These were from like 2015, 2016. I think that didn't really bring any extra stuff to the party.
I think you made a mistake.
I made a mistake.
I don't think it was a bad mistake, but I think looking back on a stout tasting like that in the future, you should have hit them with the ones that you know were going to be devastating right off the bat. And then that milk, that caramel at the end, that malted milk ball or whatever it was, or what was it?
Malted milk ball.
If we would have had that last, been like, oh, that's the winner, right? I mean, we knew it was the win. It was so hard. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you have one of the best meals of your life, and you go back, you're gonna probably have that meal again. It's hard to want anything else.
That's true.
And that's kind of how that night went. We had probably the best. And I mean, who's to know? How do you know?
Yeah, I didn't know it was good. I had never had that beer.
Yeah, and you've never had that beer sat for that many years. So yeah, unfortunately for us, the best beer came first, and or at least the best in
the most popular,
opinion.
The one that everyone liked to drink the most.
Yeah.
The Black Goat, I'll be honest with you, kind of faded away, kind of fell away. Not much there. It just kind of was in the middle of the pack. I put it in there more as a palate cleanser. Kind of, here's something lighter. Here's something not as heavy. After that, we jumped to the barrel-aged 1050 from Oscar Blues.
This is the one you were excited about. This was in a can as opposed to a bottle.
This is 12.9%, 75 IBUs. These things are stovepipe cans, is what they call these. And something I did not know is on the side of the can, of the Oscar Blues can, there's a circle on the can. They design their cans that you can turn it into a pipe for weed after you drink the beer out of it. They apparently put a spot in the side that you're supposed to poke through.
That's very interesting.
To make a smoking device.
That's funny. Very funny.
But I have a bunch of these
Oscar
stovepipes.
Blues is out of Northern Ohio, isn't it?
No, I think they're
Or
out of like North Carolina
is it? Why did I
or
think they
West
were an
Virginia
Ohio
or
brewery?
something. But they're part
I'll
of
get on that.
Canarchy, which is like them, Cigar City. It's like a bunch of breweries that came together to like a collaborative collective. So like
He's
part
our
of a big thing.
he's our enemy in Mario Kart, but our Wikipedia when we're drinking. Anyway.
So we had the Stovepipe 1050. Originally, these were, I believe, 12.9% alcohol. They're very dark, very rich. This is the beer that honestly, 12.9. Yeah, this is the one that, in my opinion, got thick.
It was heavy.
Syrupy.
It coated. It didn't go away. I got a can of Coke to cleanse. This was where I had to get another.
This was my chug a bottle of water.
Non-alcoholic can of Coke just to cleanse the palate on that one because it was a bit rough.
Yeah, those are really big. Those are really heavy. And then we finished out with Saturn Ascends Raspberry Birthday Cake. Now that was from Alexandria Brewing Company, clocking in at 10.85%, a raspberry birthday cake variant of their barrel-aged stout.
You knew the minute you smelled it that there was raspberry in it. I did like that about it.
Mm-hmm.
My problem at this point was the other beers have turned me off so much that like I feel bad for anything that was coming up. You could have put one of my favorite beers at the end, and I would have been disappointed.
Just done. You were just done at that point.
I had drank myself to sadness. Like so I used to be a big stout guy, but even when I was a stout guy, it wasn't Imperials.
Yeah.
Give me a nice Poet from New Holland, an oatmeal stout. Give me the Guinness. Give me the maybe not a Founder's Breakfast stout. I'm much more when you drink stouts and porters, you're more on the coffee side or the chocolatey side. I'd be on the arrow leaning more toward the chocolatey side as the coffee side. Whereas the breakfast stout to me, I think is 100% a coffee burst.
Okay. So we had a bunch of beers, we had a bunch of chili, we had a bunch of food, we smoked some cigars, we had a fire.
Smoked some cigars.
All in all,
you like yourself a big old stogie.
I enjoy a cigar. Something my brother-in-law reached out to me about, and something I'm going to be trying soon is pipes.
Yeah.
Pipe tobacco. Never had that before. We'll see what that's like.
I had a friend who had pipe tobacco. I just always loved the smell of it. Like
it does smell good, but I love a cigar. I love the vibe of a cigar.
Are you gonna get like a Sherlock Holmes looking wooden pipe or a corn cob? Or
I feel like I'm a corn cob pipe guy.
I feel like you need a corn cob. Nitro Milk Stout from Left Hand. That's a good
I feel like
there, Bob.
What's the most hillbilly looking pipe I can get? Like
we used to have that on tap. Nitro Milk Stout.
How hillbilly of a pipe can I get without it being made out of glass?
You're going from hillbilly to crackhead.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, the most hillbilly would be a corn cob pipe.
That's what I want. I think I just need a good big corn cob pipe that I can like just kind of look like the dude on the Mountain Dew bottle. The old school Mountain Dew bottle. You know what I'm talking about? Like when Mountain Dew was like a southern country drink, that good old Mountain Dew. You don't know that?
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Mountain Dew had hold on. There's a country like Mountain Dew song. It's a very
Breckenridge
country
Vanilla Porter. There's another one. Bob reminded me when he said Nitro Milk Stout from Left Hand. Breckenridge's Vanilla Porter. That's another great stout porter family there.
Mountain Dew song.
Down the road here from me, there's an old holler tree where you lay down $1 or two. Go on around the bend, come back again. There's a jug full of that good old Mountain Dew.
I have never heard this.
That good old Mountain Dew, and them there refuses our feet.
This is by the Stanley Brothers.
It sounded like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" met a Mountain Dew commercial.
It's the Stanley Brothers. It literally is the same vibe as "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou." The Stanley Brothers.
Hits.
There's 16. Hold on, actually, what were their 16 greatest hits? Let's look this up real quick.
Well, I mean, the Mountain Dew song has to be number one.
So here's some of their hits: Clinch Mountain Backstep, Mountain Dew. They wrote the song Angel Band from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay, that sounded very Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Rank Strangers, Somebody Touched Me, Little Little Maggie, Little Birdie.
I hope Little Maggie or Little Birdie didn't touch him.
The Lord's Gonna Set Me Free. They have a song called Somebody Touched Me, and they have a song called Think of What You've Done.
Bob said it's about moonshine. Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
I did not know that.
Will the Circle Be Unbroken? The Wicked Path of Sin. Precious Memories. So yeah, the Stanley Brothers, but they wrote an entire song about that good old Mountain Dew.
Another comment in there from my father: "Them that refuse it are few." So yeah,
Them
I
that
had no
refuse
idea.
it are few. See,
I had no idea that existed. Okay,
he learned today.
fantastic.
He learned today.
I learned something. Do we want to learn what's in our future when it comes to a shot to close this thing out?
Let's do a shot. We're going to jump on some video games here in a little bit after this. We're going to be jumping on some Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, when you see the stream go live again, we will be doing some a little bit of gaming head-to-head.
Yeah.
You can watch us go at it, and probably we'll discuss what we saw of those fights and some not fights. And
yeah, we're going to talk about the Tyson fight and that entire event on the next part of this of the show on the live stream. It was definitely booty cheeks
over some Mario Kart or something like that. I don't know what you just dropped something. That's not a glass.
No, it was a plastic shot. But let's go ahead. I only have one left in this
You only have
bucket, so
one.
there's not a game or anything like this that I'm going to play with you this week. I'm just going to do what I'm doing.
Rounds and 2 squares. Do you want to choose round or square?
Round. First round.
Bob.
First round.
99 watermelons.
Bird Dog.
Oh, man.
Chocolate flavored whiskey.
Ooh, nice. Now, see, here's the thing. Watermelon is one of those flavors that is very hard to do artificially, and I have a feeling there's not a lot of real watermelon in here.
I saw
is
one.
99 proof of hell.
I saw one we have to get.
What's that?
99 pickles.
Oh,
It's like 99
that does
dicks.
not sound good.
That's one. 99 dookies. All right, this is Bird Dog chocolate flavored whiskey. He's got 99 dookies.
No, it's 99 watermelon.
Cheers, bub.
Oh.
Are we doing it?
Oh, it just tastes like the rind of, or smells like the rind of the watermelon. Oh, this smells like green watermelon, and it's not the good part.
He's Brendan. I'm Mike. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow wherever you get podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, we're on Instagram right now. Thank you. Make sure you like, follow.
It's in my nose.
We'll be back playing video games after this.
It tastes like sunblock.
Oh,
How do I know what sunblock tastes like?